Saw's family, welcome to Horror in the Pit. I'm your host, Fear Innes. How the fuck you doing, people? We've got another episode here where I sat down with my kids and made them watch a scary movie. Logic, how you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How are you, dude?
I'm doing good.
Hi.
There's my dreamer. So,
hello. Saw's
family. So Netflix just brought out a sequel to Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and we're going to gab about that. Just throwing it out there. If you haven't watched it yet and you're worried about spoilers, please turn this off and go watch it and then come on back. Otherwise, you're going to hear some shit, and you know what? I don't want to hear about it. Don't.
Well, of course, if you're going to listen to a
internet.
podcast about a movie or about a TV show, you have to know that there's going to be spoilers. I'm sorry, that's common sense.
All right, so the general gist. Let's get it out of the way. The biggest meme that's floating around the internet right now is the picture of Sally and the picture of Jamie Lee Curtis's character, Laurie Strode, from the Halloween remake, and the general gist being, go ahead and copy my work, just change it enough that people can't recognize it. Anyway, I was super excited when I first saw the trailer for this until I found out that they were going to bring back, and here's originally I would have been super excited for that. That's dope. When you can bring back people from the original shows to bring them back, that's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah.
If you're going to do the exact same thing as the other horror franchise that just came out, that's not so cool.
No.
Just makes it seem weird.
It just, yeah, man.
It's weird, man.
All right, so I'm going to throw a little bit out of here before we really dig in. I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Leatherface has definitely been one of my favorite slashers, but I feel like forever I don't know if you're going to be able to hear that.
That's funny.
MDI is upstairs cooking supper, and she's clearly blasting some Alanis Morissette or something.
It's going to be great. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, I feel like other than maybe the first two, they've kind of done them dirty up until like the remake with Jessica Biel, and then even then it was kind of hit or miss with some of the shit that they did. But I was really excited because I'm always hoping that they'll actually do a good job and take a nice big swing and give us what we want. And I thought we were going to get that with the last one that came out. You guys haven't seen it. I'm not going to bother you with it. There was a bait and switch, and it was a bunch of bullshit. And if you saw the film, you know what I'm talking about. That was a fuck up. And so coming back to this one, I was kind of excited. The general gist is Harlow, Texas, which is the town where all the shit happened in the original, is essentially up for sale. Everybody got the fuck out of there after the massacre, and so then some rich folk are going to come in and essentially buy this town for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're planning to make it like very run down but like aesthetically pleasing. Like they want it to be the way that it is because they like the old-timey sort of feel.
Yeah. And so that's kind of a cool and interesting concept, and the way they originally kind of pitched it, or at least in the trailer, it almost looked like it was a bunch of like YouTube influencers or something that were going to buy it, but that wasn't really the case. So they didn't really go into any details about social media or anything like that. But anyway, so the group of folks that are heading out to essentially sell the properties off for them, those people are influencers in some sort of way and have helped the banks essentially buy all this real estate to sell. Mm-hmm. Now, I don't think, at least I didn't catch, it didn't really go into a lot of super detail as to what stake those people had in any of it.
It's true.
Like, it didn't say like they were going to get cut. I know there was talk about maybe them moving there. I don't know if their thought was to buy one of the houses for cheap or whatever, but
yeah, or just something like that.
Yeah, never really.
No, it kind of didn't say the point of why they were going down there, other than they wanted to see a better future.
They wanted a better future in that town or whatever.
Yeah. So anyway, they show up. Well, first of all, we have one of the classic horror tropes where a jackass in a big truck comes in, he's got a gun, and so the one of the I didn't even catch her name, the curly haired chick.
I honestly don't even remember.
Doesn't matter.
I think
she was fucking highly annoying.
Yeah,
and that's part of the problem. At the end of the day, they took no time to develop any sort of characters.
None of them.
no.
Like even the one that we're supposed to feel bad for with the PTSD about getting shot in the school, I couldn't even tell you her fucking name.
I think it was Lena because the other one kept screaming it. Leia.
Yeah, see, you guys didn't catch it.
Something like that.
But she kept screaming it. It was like something with an L.
Lana,
Lena. Fuck.
It was like Layla, something like that. I don't know what it was.
Either way, so they show up and they're not even getting gas because apparently they're driving like some sort of electric hybrid or whatever.
Yeah, it's
car.
some sort of
something.
Tesla sort of ripoff kind
And
of thing.
and of course he's driving some sort of giant dodgy sort of truck with smoke pouring out of it, and he gets out and it's Texas, so he's got a gun on his hip, and she starts making some fucking comment about how small does your dick have to wear that and drive that and listen to the music and blah blah blah. And so right away you're like, okay, this chick is a bitch.
Yeah.
And so he's just like, yo, there's like fucking wild boars and shit out here in Texas. We got to shoot these mofos. And they go on their merry way. So they get to the fucking Harlow, and of course there's a rebel flag flying.
Yeah.
So they get all kind of bent out of shape, and this is where we find out that there's still some neighbors hanging out there.
Yeah.
Super old lady.
Yeah, and so they're like super panicky about, oh, we better get that Confederate flag down before these buyers come in here, and it's like it's a big deal. So they make the caretaker, who turns out to be the guy with the small dick from earlier, as
I
like
believe his name was
Richter?
Richter?
Yeah, Richter.
What a weird
Richie?
name. Richter.
Something with Richt.
Andy Richter. So anyway, so he ends up being their contractor or whatever. He's there to fix up stuff and blah blah blah, which is funny. Like, we don't even get into any of that.
No, we don't.
We don't get into any of it. All this guy does is fix his truck, which is
Truth.
fucking weird. Shouldn't he have been trying to put together some fucking, I don't know, furniture or something?
Anything?
Do anything but work on his truck.
Yeah, he's the caretaker and he's just there to work on his hammy.
Gotta work on my truck.
So anyway, so they're like, we got to get that flag down. They go into the house to try to get the flag down. This crazy old lady comes out
She's
saying
like,
that she still has the deed to her house. You guys are the new neighbors. These young people proceed to badger her, saying that, nah, we bought all this shit. You need to
you
GTFO.
need to leave, yeah.
They send Richter up to pull the flag down, and old lady has I don't know, not a mild. She has an episode.
She has a major
vomits pea soup
episode.
up. And this is where we first are introduced to what will become Leatherface. He's hanging out upstairs.
Yeah.
So right away, like, don't you kind of get that weird vibe? Okay, so I'm sorry, I'm all over the place because there was a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the cops show up and tell the old lady she was supposed to go.
Yep.
But we find out she has the deed to the house. It's still her fucking place.
It is her place.
Okay,
yeah.
so one, where's the fuck up in this? Because if she has the deed, she owns the place, the cops never would have told her to leave.
Yeah.
And why wasn't she willing to show it? She was secretive about it. She was like, I don't have to show you anything. Why wouldn't you? Then it would just clear up the whole situation without any struggle or problem at all.
Well, yeah, like...
And the way that we actually are introduced to Leatherface is rather interesting. He just hovers in the doorway after she coughs a few times before the cops come even into the house. And like before her episode and everything occurs, because she gets crazy after the cops are like, you gotta go, old lady. And she just tells him, no, it's fine. Go back to your room. And she explains that he's the last of her boys that is left from the orphanage or something.
Yeah, see, it kind of doesn't say sort of, and that's what I don't understand. I don't know if it's supposed to be like Halloween, where this is a direct sequel to the one from 1974, or if everything in between has supposedly happened or or how many of the movies are supposed to have happened, because it kind of
There's no canon storyline
Right.
that's
Yeah,
established.
so
There's no backstory that tells you like this is what happened. Here's the setting that we're kind of
Well,
setting.
yeah, and
you know
so
what I mean?
so what are we supposed to believe, that after everything happened? I'm trying to think. Maybe fuck? It's been a while since I watched it. I think maybe everyone did die other than Leatherface. But even then, he was an adult
Yeah.
in that one. So
Why would he go to an orphanage?
yeah,
It
exactly.
doesn't really make sense.
I guess because he's like a giant,
Baby.
slow baby man.
Yeah, he doesn't really have concept of.
You say slow, but in this movie, he was
Speech
hauling
anyway.
ass.
Definitely.
That's true. He was hauling ass in this movie. He ran like fucking crazy.
Yeah, fuck, it was crazy. So anyway, so lady has an episode. Leatherface takes her out to the ambulance, or I guess it was like
He's
the
very worried
paddy
about
wagon.
her, so he's like keeping it chill,
Some sort
keeping it
of
real.
sheriff.
Well, like I don't understand. Did they say why the sheriff showed up?
What do you mean?
Like, did
Yeah, they
anyone
don't get
call the
people
police?
in very
I think
often, so they were just there in
think
case
Dante
anything
did.
happened. I think that's what they
Because
said.
it doesn't really say. All of a sudden, the cops show up and all this shit happens.
No, when Dante was leaving, he said that the cops will deal with
The
him.
cops will deal with it.
Oh, okay. Because
Dante was very aggressive.
at this point, he was, and that's kind of the downfall of Dante. But I was fighting with the cats to try to figure all their
Sure.
shit out because they were bugging the hell out of MDI. But anyway, so they cart the Leatherface in, and I say his mom, but really it could be the orphanage owner. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't
Could
really
just
kinda
be
go
a
into
motherly
detail.
figure in
Yeah.
general.
Yeah. So anyway, so then Richter comes down with the Confederate flag and is like, "Here's your fuck flag," and like slaps it in his chest, and he just lets it fall on the ground.
And they just
What's
leave it
the
on
difference
the ground. What the
between
fuck?
it hanging or it being laying in the street?
Yeah, like at least dispose of it.
Yeah.
Throw it in the fucking house. Put it somewhere, like in the trash.
Like you make it sound like it's so bad, I gotta hide it, and then you just leave it in the
and then
street.
you just leave it there
Like,
to
what
be
the
seen.
fuck? That
by
was
anybody.
so stupid.
Yeah.
So then it's about. Sorry. So then, meanwhile, what's the matter?
The cats are giving mom a hard time right now.
I'm gonna have to cut all this because my snot's killing me.
Sorry.
So anyway, we're following along, and Leatherface's mama passes away.
Very dramatically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Tells
so
him to be
then-
a good boy.
Yeah, it tells him to be a good
Big-
boy.
big
Stay
good boy.
out of his
Stay out of
her
her
room. And then he was like, "Motherfuckers, turn me back into all me," and just snaps and murders everybody.
In the truck that is trying to go help his mother.
Snaps this dude's
It's like
arm
fuck
in
everybody
half.
else, yeah. And then kills him with it.
So as the old lady dies, one of the people that are there to sell, actually Dante's woman,
Yeah, Dante's
goes
wife.
with her to make sure that she's okay. She texts the curly-haired woman that we hate.
Mm-hmm. Hey, the lady just died.
Hey, the lady just
Right
died.
before they crash and stuff because, everything went wrong.
Yeah, once Leatherface didn't have mom to help out, he was done. He was
Yeah,
like,
he
"You
was
know
just like, fuck it, I'm killing everybody.
gonna
I'm not
just
going to be a good boy,
start-
mom. I'm going to
Yeah.
fucking
Just
kill
start
everyone.
murdering.
Look, if Saw is family, and I don't have no more family, I got to go find the Saw."
Yeah.
True.
So
I need the saw.
So then curly-haired girl who goes from like this crazy antagonist of we're trying to make this a better place and you have a small dick and fuck these people, all of a sudden her character completely flips to we killed that lady and
She feels terrible about it.
I feel
guess.
terrible and we got to make sure that we're on the right side of this. So I didn't get that because I felt like that was such a flip-flop.
It was a weird thing, hey.
Yeah, her
Yeah, like, why-
personality had just changed.
Why even make her a dick in the beginning? Like what was the point of that? Just so we hate her right away? And like I said, they don't go into enough detail with any of these people. Like
No. None
of the
even when
characters,
Dante's
yeah.
woman gets gutted in the sheriff's truck, it's like,
Yeah, who?
I don't
who the
know
fuck
her.
was she?
I don't care. Yeah, she's supposed to marry Dante. Dante's an asshole. So
Dante's an asshole.
Dante dies quickly afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his death didn't make any sense. How can you have such a big wound in your neck and then somehow
It
pass
wasn't in
out?
his neck.
see, yeah, when it originally showed it, it looks like he cut him in the neck, but
it
he
was
cut his
all his
like his
face.
face.
And that's
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just got a hack to the face,
Oh, okay.
and then he like
Passed
fell
out
down
from
like a
that,
little
I guess.
bitch.
Yeah.
And then, he got up somehow later
And then he died from that in the street like a loser.
And then he died from
he bled a bunch, yeah. But still, because, yeah, you probably need to get that wound looked at.
Get that wound looked at.
So anyway, Richter's still working on his fucking truck.
Oh, that fucking dick.
And he sees Dante coming out with his new smile. And
Yeah.
like fucking Joker.
and like earlier on, so the other main character, she is apparently in a school shooting and has PTSD against guns.
The quote-unquote main character, I say, of the bunch.
Yeah, again, forgettable. This bitch was
Very.
forgettable. All these fucking people were forgettable.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong. At the end of the day, the gore and everything is definitely worth the watch. But if you're looking for a storyline, it's not on this fucking film.
It's rough.
There was no story.
No.
It was really just kill.
Yeah. So the main character, she's got PTSD and a bunch of shit from a school shooting that she didn't think she was supposed to survive, and then did. So anyway, she goes to find Richter working on his truck, and he shows, "Hey, I got an AR sitting here, and to go along with my little dick gun on my hip." And I don't know, they kind of have a weird moment which never gets touched upon again. So
Yeah.
again, that's all just bullshit fodder. Why even throw any of that in there?
True, it's weird.
Like, why try to sprinkle story in a film that you've already decided I don't
It's
really
just
give a
mostly
fuck
gore.
what happens to
Yeah.
this story? So anyway, fast forward, Richter finds Dante with his face slashed open, knows where he came from, knows that they were looking in that lady's house because he took the keys like a fucking dingleberry.
Yeah, he was a dickhead and was like, we're not going to let you leave until you give me the information that the old lady did own her house. And that's a really weird thing for him to demand. He's a contractor.
You're not a cop. You're
he's
nothing
like
that
nobody,
needs to be any
you know.
fucking thing. Like,
Exactly.
What the fuck
He's
are you
nobody
doing?
fucking important. I don't understand.
I would have kicked him
Nobody.
right in his fucking nuts.
Exactly,
Are you kidding me?
like-
Don't touch my fucking keys, you bitch.
Yeah, and why won't he let them leave? Like, yeah, okay, maybe they did kill that old lady. Let's say that they did. But still,
Even
you
then,
can't
the
do anything
police
about it.
are
Like,
supposed to deal with it,
Yeah.
not the contractor guy that
the
only works on
random
his truck.
contractor.
So anyway, contractor boy Richter is like, you know what? I'm gonna go take care of this shit.
Yeah, he thinks he can go.
He doesn't go back and get his AR with his full clip.
Of course not.
I'm just gonna take my little handy gun here.
My
I'll
little
finish the job
handgun
with just my little handgun.
on my hip.
So he goes in. While this is happening, curly-haired girl is hiding under the bed.
There are several opportunities that she could have left because he starts to hammer through the wall, and the noise that he's making and the amount of attention that he's putting into it, she could have easily slipped out very quickly. If she had hauled ass out the front door, she could have warned everybody. Like, everything could have been avoided if that girl had just fucking left way sooner, but instead she was like paralyzed with fear or whatever.
Well, yeah, so he gets his favorite little meat hammer and starts going to town on his mom's wall, which is why she told him not to go in there, because that's where the saw was.
Yeah.
His old
But
saw.
like you said, they could have I would have red light, green light that shit.
Yeah, like I
Exactly.
said.
He goes to bang, you start to move. He starts to bang, you start to move.
Yeah.
And all you need is a few steps ahead of him.
Well, even no offense,
Although,
but
maybe not,
he's
'cause he
probably
hauls
not going to
ass later.
stop.
Yeah, he
Well, like,
hauls ass.
I don't know. I assumed that he would be so hyper fixated on getting his saw that he wouldn't really care if he saw her run out. Like,
Yeah, I
he
feel like he
wanted
would get
his
the
saw
saw
so
first.
bad. He would get the saw
Yeah.
first, so she would probably have a way bigger head start because he was still, depending on when she started to run, she could have done it like when he was about halfway to make sure he was more focused on the saw than her or something. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, and like she
Like,
probably
let
could
him get
have
a few
crawled a
hits
little
in.
bit, or even
Exactly.
she even fucking just sprint.
Anything. She could have
Yeah.
done anything to leave.
Like, anyway. So one of the things I've got to note here is both of you said, I would love to watch a horror movie where people made proper decisions.
Yeah.
Want to elaborate a little bit on that?
Well, they just made the dumbest decision. They never made a smart decision in that movie. Name one
Accurate.
part of the movie that they actually did something smart.
Well, and I know that that's part of the appeal of horror stories is just the fact that everybody's dumb and you just get to watch them all die. And
Yeah.
the suspense of, oh my God, what are they going to do? That's what's going to happen next. That's kind of it's an interesting aspect of horror. But some of us really crave a good storyline where it's sort of thought out, at least 5%, like at least a little bit thought out of where it would be going, why things are happening.
Yeah.
You know, there are so many different decisions that could have been made that would have been 100% way smarter than any of the decisions that the characters made. Like, even the girl in the fucking sheriff's car, Dante's wife, probably could have gotten out several times, but instead she was just paralyzed with fear. Like, yeah, I feel that there's several moments where several characters could have made way better decisions and might have survived, or even like warned other people. Like,
yeah, no, I agree, and that is what's tough. And so I wanted to talk about it because it is interesting. So because this is a quote unquote slasher film, the general gist from the 80s is plotline was secondary. It was all about the really cool kills. But for the most part, there was kind of a story or a reason that things were happening, or at least some sort of story development, which they just don't do anymore.
At least something.
Yeah, and that's become more important nowadays.
Me care.
You have to really put more effort into movies and franchises. Nowadays, it isn't just fucking slap together a whole bunch of effects and that's a movie. You have to actually put a lot of effort into it, especially when it comes to storyline. Storyline can be very important.
Well, yeah, if I don't care about the character, I don't really care what happens to him.
Yeah, no.
And I get it. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, we're truly, because I am a slasher fan, I just want to see bloodshed.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And I could totally agree that if you want that for that, it's amazing. Like, I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with enjoying slasher films. That's awesome. There's nothing wrong with them. I totally understand what they're for, what they're about, why you like them, etc. I just really like horror films that are more thought out and have better storylines and are more articulate. Sort of things like that.
No, and I'm 100% with you on that because, there were some great effects. The bus scene
very cool,
is amazing. The bus scene almost ranks up there with I can't remember which Star Wars it was. I think it was the what was the off one?
I'm trying to think of it right now.
I didn't watch
either
Star
way,
Wars with you guys,
no, but when Vader came in and it was just such a badass moment.
I don't know which one that was. Yeah.
So that's
spooky.
almost how that felt to me. Is like, it was like we finally got a second where you see people trying to they're live feeding Leatherface,
live streaming and taking videos of him.
Because that is the world we live in now. Anytime something stupid ass happens, they're like, "Go ahead, buddy, I'm going to cancel you." Well, guess what? This guy's just going to chop everybody into pieces,
just for fun.
Like, you were fucking with the wrong dog here. So I thought that was pretty awesome. And then here's where it gets really fucking weird. So I've got a note. Bitch locks them in the fucking car.
Truth.
Yeah.
Okay, so
why was that smart in her?
Everything goes
fucking up mine?
buck. Our heroine is that a female hero, or did we just say hero?
I don't know.
I don't know. The hero shows up, which is Sally from the original film. She has become a sheriff Texas Ranger, and has been looking for him for 50 years or whatever. Never found his ass. She must not have been looking too hard, considering he lived in the town.
He was exactly where he should have been.
Well, and I don't think that the farmhouse. I think it's near Harrow. I'd have to look it up because it's been fucking forever. But the original happened. All the murdering happened at the farmhouse. It didn't necessarily happen in the town. But yeah, so I don't know the distance or anything like that. But if it's not far, it can't be far because at the end he's walking to the house.
To it, yeah. Although he's been running like crazy. Who knows what that man's stamina is like.
He was hauling ass. He could have ran there.
What does he do on a normal day? Run through the fields?
That's all he does. But you see how big he is? He's like fucking Kane or something from WWE.
What the shit?
Like, he's just one massive motherfucker, but apparently he can saunter like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, he runs.
Yeah, he was like Jason in Friday the 13th 3. Like, just full sprinting motherfucker.
Like, what does he do on a regular basis? Just run through
fucking lot of cardio.
Yeah, exactly. Fields? Just run through them?
So, yeah, so our hero shows up. tells the two girls, yeah, hop in the back. I'm here. I'm a badass. As soon as she said hop in the back, I was like, nah.
Yeah.
That's suspicious. Yeah.
Well, because she's in a fucking like old cruiser or whatever, so there's
A cage.
a cage. I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't gonna go well for you. So they get in, and she's like, okay, he seems to be after you. I'm like, well, come on now, he's killing everybody.
He's killing everybody. Exactly.
She's like, I have to leave you here to like kill him. You
What a
fucking
stupid
bitch.
idea.
Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Yeah, what the fuck?
I just did all that shit. I watched my friends get murdered. I watched a bus load of people almost
Die,
fill with
yeah.
blood because so much shit's coming through there. I almost got killed myself until I corkscrewed his ass.
Corkscrewed his ass.
And then I get locked up by some old bitch.
Old
Yeah,
bitch in the
that
back of a fucking
sucks.
Ranger.
So anyway, so the old bitch gets out and she's going hunting for him. She has him dead to rights. He is sitting down,
Sitting
no
and
chainsaw,
chilling there.
just like
Vibing.
he is tired from his day.
Of murdering.
Tired of
He is
murdering people
lumberjacking
for a day.
people.
Running around.
And yeah, he's been hauling ass. He got that cardio in pretty hard.
He really did. He was a tired boy. He
Well,
was
yeah,
looking to
like
have a nap.
you know how hard it is to bust up a wall with a hammer. Like,
oh my god!
I bet his arms hurt.
True.
Yeah.
And then eventually, all
got
that
corkscrewed
chainsaw,
too?
he's
Yeah.
probably full of lactic acid. Just needs a break. And
Sleepy boy.
she starts doing her whole like
Enemy spiel.
yeah, like
Monologue.
Yeah,
You
she
gotta
starts
remember me.
monologuing.
Yeah. Remember all the people
My
you
name's
killed.
Diego
He's
Montoya.
killed lots of people, girl. What
You
the
have
fuck?
killed my father, and I have come to kill you. But yeah. So anyway, so she gives a big speech, and she's like, "Say my name." When did you ever hear him talk?
He doesn't
Like-
know how to talk, clearly.
Yeah, like
Do you remember me?
like he's just gonna Sally. Oh shit, that's creepy. I didn't see that coming anywhere.
Yeah, just shoot him, for fuck's sake.
So she's got a shotgun on him. Buddy gets up, saunters over the 3 to 4 feet,
Yeah, she just lets him do this.
and she's like, "You don't remember me?" And she gets all teary eyed, like, blow his fucking head off.
Why are you upset that he doesn't remember you, girl?
What, were you guys good friends?
Yeah, like he tried to kill you. You remember that, right? And he's going to try again.
So
And
not
he- well,
yeah. So then she sits there, lets
Sits
him
there,
get the fucking
Lets
chainsaw,
him pick up the saw. Yeah.
lets him walk away, go downstairs, make his way towards the girls.
Yeah.
That's got to be at
just
least
make his way.
3 minutes. Let's say
It's-
there's
yeah,
3
it's a
minutes
while.
for him to
3-4
walk there.
minutes
Yeah,
there.
to walk there. And what is
Casually.
she doing? Is she up there having an existential crisis? Just like, I can't believe my murderer doesn't remember me, or my attempted murderer doesn't remember me after 50 years. Shut up, you old woman.
Those girls that I left locked in the back of my car, they should be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. They're only locked in my car.
They're
and
only
he's
locked
never
in the back of my
done
car, and
anything
he's been
bad.
trying to kill them and stuff. But that's fine.
He's never tried to hurt them.
Yeah, so then she comes down, clips him, and that's when he starts hauling ass. When
Yeah,
you,
he starts hauling
you never
ass
run
again.
faster than when you get shot in the arm by some old crazy bitch.
Apparently.
So he's hiding, and that it is a kind of a neat cat and mouse where he's kind of revving it, and it's kind of echoing through like
Yeah,
the,
that was kind of cool.
the
He must be so
abandoned-
tired.
Oh man, he's been all over. Like no shit, he wanted to have a break.
But then he just starts running.
Oh yeah, and then he comes a full
Hauling
sprint.
ass again.
And he's John Wicking the bullets.
He
She's
is.
shooting at him. He's tinging him off of his fucking chainsaw. And then he goes like full fatality on her, jams the chainsaw in her whole abdomen, lifts her up over his head, showering himself in her blood and guts and everything in between.
Yeah, it's very gory, and I'm sure that many people will love it for that. Like it's a very gory, gore centric, very very good for that sort of aspect movie.
Yeah. So meanwhile, the other two girls, the curly head bitch and the PTSD girl, sit there and watch all this happen.
They just watch it.
That's like a good 30 seconds of murder while they're just sitting there watching. And
Screaming.
then they're like, we could hit this motherfucker with a car.
Yeah, no shit. Then they're like, yeah, let's hit him with the car.
Yeah,
and then he
it's
whips
like
the
punch and
chainsaw. He whips it at the car.
Yeah, after throwing the old woman
Yeah.
off the chainsaw.
Oh, yeah, he throws the old woman
throws
first.
the chainsaw at the car. And then they swerve.
And then
So
they
barely hit
swerve.
him.
Why
Yeah.
would they swerve?
I
Why?
don't know why you swerved. Like, I guess you think maybe
Like,
the saw is
oh
going
my
to come
God.
through, but
It didn't
yeah.
though.
yeah,
But, like,
well, of course not. Like,
it
it's
wouldn't.
still, I would. Like, why wouldn't you? I don't care if it goes through, but doesn't necessarily hit me. It's a chainsaw. It's only on.
True.
If you hold the trigger.
It's only
down.
on if you hold the trigger.
it's not gonna be
and it,
on for long.
Why wouldn't you want the chainsaw? If it breaks through the window, then you have it in the car.
You have
then
a new
you
weapon.
have his main weapon, and it still can be used against him. Like, come on.
Yeah, not only do you have a chainsaw now, but you also still have the car
True.
to be able to run him over.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like even if you swerve a little bit. You don't drive right into a fucking house.
Yeah, what the shit was
drives
that?
right into Richter's place.
Yeah.
Right into it, and then she gets a light, like a thing through her leg, and she's like, "I'm willing to die because I killed your mom. I'm sorry, bro. I killed your mom. Sorry, you can kill me. It's fine. You know, whatever."
Yeah, so
and meanwhile, PTSD girl's like, "I'm gonna go grab the gun without any ammo."
She remembers, that AR earlier from Hot Richter, who's not alive any longer.
Oh yeah, dude got his head smashed
Yeah.
in so much.
Oh yeah, there was nothing left. It was stew. And so then she knew there was no fucking bullets in it because he took all the bullets out. She even pulled the fucking trigger and it just made a click sound.
Yep. So she knew it was empty.
I get it. You know what? I've never put a clip in an AR or cocked it or anything like that. I've played enough video games. I think I could figure it out.
Yeah, I definitely.
Even then, you know that you need bullets.
She watched
to shoot
him
somebody
take it out. Like, she watched how he undid the thing and then took out the mag. Why couldn't she just do it in reverse? Like,
I don't know, but she's like, she has her big moment. Hey, leather fuck.
Click.
Whoops.
Yeah, real smart girl. And then he comes hauling ass.
Yeah, so then he comes flying at her, so she goes running. And fucking all of a sudden Sally clips him. Somehow she's still alive.
Yeah, that's no way she could still be alive. He ripped through the majority of her abdomen, like
all the way up to her chest, basically.
Exactly. Then you're dead. You can't live after that. And you can't move your arms. She moves her arms to continue reloading the gun and everything. Like,
well, that's what I mean. The girl in the sheriff's thing gets her belly cut open and dies. This chick gets a 2-foot gash
across her abdomen, and she can still use a gun.
And somehow she's still alive and kicking.
It makes no sense.
So I was just like, wait, Sally's still alive?
5 minutes later.
She was also thrown
the amount of
from
blood
the chainsaw.
she's already lost.
True.
Oh no, she is dead.
She was dead.
Yeah.
As soon as he threw her, she was dead.
Absolutely.
So,
she has to have lost so much blood by now as well.
Most of it fell on him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So fucking PTSD girl, instead of like going and trying to find the AR again and going to find the clip, she takes old lady's one shotgun, or her shotgun with her 2 bullets.
Yeah, it's got like 2 or 3 bullets in it, I think.
I was supposed to die in that school.
Yeah.
I'm going to go fight this man that just murdered 75 people.
Yeah, holy shit. Like, I was supposed to die in that school. Fuck it. I'm going to go just guns blazing on this man who was overpowered and killed probably more than 60 people, I would assume, right? That was a lot.
I think it was like 20 to 30.
Yeah, if you put other films together, maybe.
Other people, yeah, exactly. He's killed a lot of people.
Yeah, there's probably like 20 people in this film that gets killed, which is awesome.
And that's still plenty.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So then, anyway, so she goes in with her shotty, and the tricky little bugger puts his saw over by, I don't know, looks like a pig wolf or something.
Yeah, it's something weird.
And then comes flying out of nowhere and just fucking tackles her ass into some water.
Into some water, yeah.
Which, how the fuck did the water get there?
Yeah,
wasn't this a theater?
Yeah, I don't know.
This was a theater and there's water?
You know what? Richter didn't do fuck all while he was there.
He did not do a very good job at all.
Doing? Working on his truck.
He's just got to keep working on his truck. Step 1, get the pool out of the theater. It's not supposed to be there.
Who made the pool?
What the hell? So anyway, there's this long dramatic ass pause where then PTSD girl comes crawling out. And then my boy Leatherface breaches the water, much like an orca.
It's like a fucking whale.
Like, did he swim all the way to the bottom? And it was like in Bruno, how it's actually only like 1.5 feet deep.
Yeah.
Because the only way you're coming out of that is either you got fins like a fucking merman, or there's like I don't know, man. When I saw that, I literally laughed out loud.
Like a whale. I literally uncontrollably like lost my shit. It was unfucking real. I cannot believe that he literally, like a whale, jumped out of the water like that.
No upper body strength of getting out like on the ledge. Just
dived out. Nothing but his legs.
Reverse dived outside.
This man has done so much cardio.
I don't know. Yeah, he's just. Is that Michael Phelps in there? Like, what the hell is going on? Like, fuck, dude.
Because later
so
he was
fit.
in. Who knows how long he was in the water later when he came back?
So
That's
then
true.
they
How
have
much air does he have?
They have this giant badass moment where like curly hair girl tries to like uppercut him
with the saw, and then she completely misses any vital organs or any vital
she just
anything.
hit him in the face a little bit, and then
his chin, like
instead of jumping on him and cutting him up or doing
they're
anything,
just like, yeah.
They watch him float down to the bottom of the pool, which he already knows what's down there. There's probably an air tank or something from Mama.
Yeah,
from Mama.
Like, who knows? Like, and anyway, he's a couple of air bubbles, and then we're led to believe he stopped breathing. And then they come out and it's daylight. So I want to know how much time has passed from the night to the day.
Why didn't they just immediately leave?
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
My question.
Exactly.
Fast,
did you guys just camp out there by the pool for a little bit? Like,
well, and they make a point about wanting to kill him, and then they don't. Like, they don't really kill him. They don't make sure for sure, 100% sure that he is dead.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I would, number one, how come nobody shot him in the kneecaps?
Nobody tried to disable
my
him.
man runs.
He's running
like Usain Bolt.
But yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, kneecap that son of a bitch.
Right? Shoot him in the shins.
Yeah.
In the face even.
And then fucking deal with that. So anyway, they come out. It's fucking daytime.
Just breaking dawn, I think.
Yeah. And they get into their Tesla or whatever sort of rip off or whatever, and like select
autopilot.
Take us home.
Yeah.
And then of course he's back, pulls curly haired girl out and lops her head off.
Very dramatically, and the other one screams out the top of the rooftop. For some reason, they open up the sunroof, leisurely.
Like who? Well, yeah,
why
exactly.
are they leisurely?
Why wouldn't you wait till you're down the road and then open up that shit? You know,
right?
Like, and I get it. That at the end of the day, the director or writer or whatever wanted it to simulate the very first movie where she's backwards.
Sense.
Crying as she's watching the craziness unfold. He was doing the dance. And yes, those are really cool tributes, but again, the story was fucking god awful.
Yeah, like,
and
even when curly hair died, I didn't care.
Oh no, I was like thank God. I almost thought she lived. That would have been terrible.
Yeah,
true.
I would have had to find her and kill her myself.
Yeah, like, oh my God, it was so bad.
So yeah, so then I don't know.
No, but really, who would just put their car on autopilot and be like, leisurely, smoothly, slowly, let's leave this town full of dead bodies?
Well, yeah,
there's nobody there except presumably dead bodies.
Like,
well, it's because it's an electric vehicle. There's no bullshit. You hit go, it fucking goes.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even watched him fucking float down. If all I was going to do is give him an uppercut and then watch him go into the water, I'm hauling my ass out to my vehicle and I'm gone before he stops.
And as well,
if you're going to do that, like, I personally would have chopped him up into little pieces.
Just saw him in half. He's sitting there. You could just take the chainsaw and go whoop, and he's half. Like, nobody can live from being sawed in fucking half.
Well, yeah,
man.
Another thing is, if it is a Tesla, that's 0 to 60 in half a second.
True.
Yeah.
That's how fast they could have left.
Exactly. True. That's what I mean.
It makes no sense how they just put it on autopilot.
I would absolutely, if I'm in the mood for a slasher flick, I would definitely watch it again. In the way of actually looking for a decent story, no, not at all.
Or just a decent film. Like, it was really rough. So there was a lot of frustrating parts where you're just like, wow, this is just rough, man.
Yeah. Well, and like the original was rough because it almost felt real. Like, you felt like you were really watching some cannibalistic people do some fucked up shit.
Creepy.
Yeah, and that's why it was so creepy. But
that makes it good.
Yeah, where this just, I don't know. It's just going through the motions again.
Kind of just tickles you.
Yeah, it was fun.
Doesn't hit you hard, just tickles you.
I enjoyed it, but yeah, like, and I will definitely watch it again. I'll probably watch it again around Halloween time, just to see some lapping going on. But like, I don't know. So I guess the way it ends, he's going back to the farmhouse, which means we're probably going to end up with a sequel. I don't know if they're planning on doing kind of like Halloween is doing and doing a trilogy with it, but I am curious. I've said before that I would love to actually write an origin story for Leatherface. I think that I could do a very good job of it. But
I would like to see that.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I want to know that sort of stuff, you know, or like, I don't know. It's so tough. And I get it. I get at the end of the day, it's people still trying to make a character who many of us horror fans love still sort of relevant, you know, like they still want to keep making Texas movies, even though really there's not a great story. It's just people getting cut up with chainsaws.
Truth.
And whatnot.
Truth.
But I get that. But yeah, so I don't know. If people want to, yeah, it was an interesting watch for sure. It wasn't the one that we were originally going to do.
True.
But because this just happened to come out this
around
week,
this time, yeah.
Yeah, so we're like, oh, we got to hit while the iron's hot. So, but I want to know what you guys feel. So make sure you reach out on the social media. Let me know. Did you like the film? Did you not like the film? What did you like? What didn't you like? And let's talk about it, because at the end of the day, that's why I do this, because I like to hear what your opinion is. And
did you cringe when Richter's leg went the other way? Because I did too.
Yeah, no, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was unexpected.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Let us know if you cringed at that, because I'm interested.
Now, Dreamer, if they want to find you on the interwebs, how can they find you?
I hate this part. Can't you just...
It's all going to be in the show notes.
Yeah.
But if you look her up on Instagram, it's...
You'll find me.
artistic_dreamer, and that's ARTISTYC_DREAMER. And
he's gotten it down to an art.
Gotten it down.
I've been doing this a while. I don't know if you guys know. And
they can't find me anywhere.
No, I know
He's not there.
Logic's staying off the grid right now.
I don't really use social media too much.
No, that's fine. So if you do have questions for either of these guys, you can always hit me up at Fearandmdi on most things, at Canadian Trash Gaming on most other things.
Yep.
Everything's going to be in the show notes. If you head over to youtube.com/twatfm, that is our other show, me and MDI, where we talk about all kinds of crazy things that happen in our life. But it's also kind of our main brand. So if you head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe, you're not only going to get clips from all of our shows, but you're also going to get some streaming and some gaming and all kinds of makeup videos and other things. So make sure you check it out, guys. And I look forward to hearing you, because you know what? The Saw is family. So until next time, run along, kiddies.
Bye.
Now run along, kiddies.